When I go to the gym, I already paid for the membership. So I can go in and just work out what's already inside of me. Jesus has already paid for our membership into the kingdom of heaven. He's deposited his spirit as the guarantee, and that spirit is what enables us, who allows us to actually work it out, what's inside of us. So when we work out today, right, when we think about working out, we think about building strength and endurance. You know, many of us have joined gyms, and there's this idea of strength training that requires resistance in order for your muscles to be stronger. But oftentimes we want, in our Christian life, to get like a little bit of weight, right? And like 4-pound resistance doesn't really do anything. Yeah, this is how we want the Christian life to go. You know, just a little bit of resistance. I'm doing my thing. I can even do other things. I can multitask. Like I can read. I can. But that's not what God is calling us to. Because you see, the way that strength training works is that it's a process called hypertrophy. Hypertrophy involves you having enough resistance to have microscopic tears in the fibers of your muscles in order that when they heal, they get stronger. And you ain't doing that with this. You need something a little stronger for that. You need to get your weight up with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, actually, give me that one too. I want both of them, right? Because it's just to show the difference. Now you're doing something. Now I need a little bit of focus. I ain't gonna be doing this for too much longer. Right? Like that, now you can start to feel the resistance. But here's the other problem. We want this when it comes to certain areas of life, but this when it comes to others. Oh yeah. I wanna get in your word. Ooh, sexual purity. Yeah, let me just do that light word. Oh yeah, yes, I want to be prosperous, and so I'm gonna do budgeting, but Uber Eats. The real part of the process is that we need to recognize that we don't get to decide, that the Lord does not choose, in fact, oftentimes he'll go for your weaknesses and get the strength right where, that's what a good trainer does. You're good on your upper body, but your core, you need some work. See, working, and also when it comes to the idea of sports, working out proves that you're part of the team. If you've ever been a part of a team sport, yes, we're talking about practice. If you're not practicing, then it's like, well, are you actually part of us? It's not just who shows up on game day, it was what happens throughout the week. Some of you may have heard there was a little game last week. Yeah. Now, there was a member of one of the teams. His name is Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham is the longest tenured Philadelphia Eagle in the history of the team. 15 years he's played on the team since he was drafted. And in November, he had a torn bicep injury. After the game, he actually wept because he was contemplating retirement and thinking that this would be the last game that he's ever played. But during that process, he, began to kind of document his physical therapy journey. We might have something here to kind of show it. So what he's saying there is this is him in the training process, not during the game. He's not even playing with the team at this point. But what he's saying is, even if I can just get better and improve 1% in the day, then I've made progress. If I can just go, and this is a word for somebody, because you may have been spiritually injured. You may have gotten this place where you're like, I don't even know, I can't do the things that I once did. I'm not even in the game like I used to. I don't share my faith like I used to. I don't even feel like interested in reading spiritually. Well, this is the thing, just get better 1%. Just get better at 1%. You still work out whatever what you have, you work out that 1%. And over time, what ends up happening is you recover. Brandon was actually able to play in the game and be part of the victory because he kept going in this 1%. The biggest mistake that I made during the pandemic, I've shared about this before, where, because I was sitting up looking at my computer all the time and my lower back started to hurt. And I just it got worse and worse and worse. And then when I started going to physical therapy, I discovered the physical therapist and the chiropractors told me it was because I was not doing anything. Like I was so afraid that I was going to hurt it more that I stayed more stagnant. When in actuality, they were like, you got to keep moving. You got to keep moving to loosen it up. You got to keep moving to strengthen. And so we have to get out of this mindset that if I mess up, I just have to stay stagnant. But God is calling us to grow. Now, the next verse also helps us to put in context still what we mean and what we don't mean by work out your salvation. In verse 13, he says, for it is God who works in you both to will and to work for his good pleasure. Whew, man, I'm getting a little hot in here. Sorry, I just had to cool off a little bit. I think I'm good now. Okay. For it is God who works in you both to will and to work for his good pleasure. Paul, in this instruction, he also clarifies that the only way you're able to work out in the first place is because God put his spirit in you to be able to do it. You see, the idea of working out that's also beautiful is that the muscles are already in you. You're not creating them, you're just strengthening them. The muscles are already there. Well, who put this muscle, this desire for me to work and to live in a godly life even when I mess up? The Holy Spirit put that there. And so it's already in you, but that has been deposited by grace through the Spirit. You see, when I go to the gym, I already paid for the membership. So I can go in and just work out what's already inside of me. Jesus has already paid for our membership into the kingdom of heaven. He's deposited his spirit as the guarantee, and that spirit is what enables us, who allows us to actually work it out. What's inside of us. It is God who works even the motivation, the will, and the work, the actual choices for his good pleasure.